So, here's a verse that Christians don't like to talk about. And once you hear it, you'll see why. Matthew 5:19, straight from Jesus himself. Whoever breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Wait, hold up. Least in the kingdom of heaven? Not punished, not cast out, not tortured. You still get in. Let's back up a second. Jesus starts this section with a warning. Matthew 5:17-18. Do not think I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. Until heaven and earth pass away, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law. So, the law still stands. All of it. Every tiny rule. And what happens if you break even one? You'll be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Not sent to hell. Not erased from the book of life. Just downgraded. Like economy seating in paradise. That's not damnation. That's paradise on a budget. So let's get this straight. Jesus, according to the Bible, said, if you break the commandments, even teach others to do the same, you're still getting into heaven. You'll just have a worse rating than the law-abiding folks. I don't know about you, but that kind of collapses the whole hell thing, doesn't it? Because if the worst offenders are still in, then what are we even being saved from? A bad seat at the eternal banquet? No lake of fire, no gnashing of teeth. Just a lower rank on heaven's leaderboard. And here's the kicker. This isn't some obscure verse. This is part of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus' most famous speech. And he's not talking in parables here. He's being crystal clear. The law stands, break it, and you're not condemned. You're just least. Which means, hell was never the point. At least not here. But wait, what about all those other verses? You know, the ones about fire and weeping? Well, let's talk about that. Most of those hell verses, they're parables, or they're metaphorical, or they're about Gehenna, the trash fire outside Jerusalem, or they come later from Paul or Revelation or church doctrine. But this is direct. This is Jesus, outlining the consequences for breaking the law. And hell isn't one of them. It's almost like modern Christianity took a warning about status in heaven and turned it into a threat of eternal torment. Why? Because fear works better than nuance. Because scaring people is easier than explaining ancient Jewish law codes. Because saying you will be least in the kingdom does not fill pews the way burn forever does. But it's right there, in red letters. Jesus said it. You break the commandments, you teach others to break them. You'll still be in heaven. Least, sure, but still in. And now you know. The verse is Matthew 5:19. Go look it up. Then ask your pastor, why isn't that on the church sign? Thanks for watching. See you next time.